When I get a couple of mean opens in a row, I get into my head. I tend to to pause and reflect when I'm doing any other suggestions. Yeah, if you get some negative feedback, if you're doing some approaches, you get some negative feedback. It's good to get like a sense of perspective. So taking a break, taking a step back, that kind of stuff. That's good. Changing your focus to, this is a learning experience. I'm having fun instead of trying to get a result can be good. What I find personally, and this is like, I know this is like a high quality sort of first world problem solution. But my frame is so strong. My frame is that I'm so high value. The girl's so much better off by having me in her life that when girls reject me, I don't get offended by it. I actually feel sorry for them. I actually am like, wow, that sucks that, they have this, I almost look at it like they're handicapped. It's like someone walking around with like half their arm cut off or whatever, right? It's like they're missing this part of them that allows them to meet and engage with really cool people. And I just feel sorry for them. I'm like, wow, that sucks. That sucks for you, right? And I'm not gonna try and push it or pursue it or convince them that it sucks for them or convince them I'm right on any level. But I'm just like, that's rough. Like it's too bad. All right, on to the next, no big deal. But see, the mean rejections, they only really can get to you if you are associating your value with how you're perceived by girls or how you're perceived in an approach in some way. If your value is a certainty, it's a known commodity, then you aren't really super worried about it. It's like, what just came to my head is this. Like, say for example, I had like gold coins or whatever, right? Now there's an established market price for gold coins. There's there's a spot price, there's a value, whatever. It changes every day, but there's an established price. So if, say I wanted to sell one of my gold coins, if I went and I go try and sell it and someone offers me like half the market price, I'm not angry at them. I just think they're an idiot, right? I would just be like, well, no, I won't take that price. It's fine, no big deal. I'll just go sell it to someone else because I know that's what a market is. A market is the idea that there is a price for value, right? So if you're offering value, you can get the proper price for it. The dating market is kind of the same way. If you're offering value, you can get the proper price for it. So if you're a high value guy, you can get the proper price, i.e. you can get a girl of a certain caliber. And so if you walk up to a girl of a particular caliber and she or who appears to be of a particular caliber, because again, as soon as she rejects you, she has an arm cut off, right? She's the lower value. There's something wrong with her. But that appears to be a certain value, and she doesn't recognize your market price, doesn't recognize that you have the value you have, offers you a third of what you're worth, a quarter of what you're worth, offers you something less, then you just say, well, I appreciate the offer, but no thanks, I'll shop elsewhere, right? And you go about your life, and there's that total security because you have an item of value, right? If there is an intrinsic value to your item, is an intrinsic value to what you're selling, and in the case of dating, what you're selling is yourself, then you don't really care if a particular buyer doesn't want to buy from you because you're secure there will be a buyer. All right, and so that's the way I really look at it, is like, I'm not selling anything. I don't need to sell, right? I don't need to sell because there's an established value to my offer. That's it. And I'll take an offer that's worth that to me. I won't take an offer that's worth less. Very simple, but it makes me the chooser. It makes me the decider. Any kind of case. So that frame actually helps me massively when I have bad approaches, and that's why I don't have to go through this whole I'm out of state, let me fix it. It's just there's just nothing to fix. There's nothing to fix because again, there's certainty, right? A lot of bad emotions, a lot of bad feelings, they come from uncertainty, not being sure of things, right? In fact, really, to be fair, that's where most bad emotions come. Right? Look at it people that are feeling the worst bad emotions aren't the people in the worst circumstances. Someone who's lost everything, they once they've come to grips with the fact they've lost everything, and then they just decide, well, okay, well, I don't have anything anymore. It's time to rebuild. And there's a certainty to their situation. They have a clear course of action. Yeah, their situation kind of sucks, but they're not super stressed and fucked up over it because they're I'm in this situation. It is what it is. Or people that never had anything in the first place, their situation kind of sucks, but they've accepted whatever situation they're in. They're going to do the best they can with it. The people that are usually in the worst moods are the people that feel like they're out of control, right? When I know from a business perspective, when I'm in the worst moods, when I'm really stressed out and stuff, It's not when things are totally bad. When things are totally bad, I'm like, well, shit's bad. Let's just make the best of it. And my course of action is very clear. The times when I'm the most stressed out and like have the worst emotions, they're when things are out of my control. They're when like I don't know where I stand with something, right? Like for example, I'm moving to New York to teach programs there on a regular basis. So any of you who are in New York, that's good for you. Or want to travel to New York, it's an amazing place to learn pickup. So I'm going to be moving there. I just went through the process of getting an apartment. And there was a period where I put in a deposit with them and I wasn't sure if I was getting approved. And, you know, there's all these other like, you know, apartment options available. And I don't know if I want to take them. Don't know if I'm going to get approved for this. Don't know what terms, etc. And so it was very stressful for me because I had to make decisions without all the information. And so I didn't know if I could make a good decision. That bothered me because I want to make good decisions. I don't actually care about the outcomes of my decisions, but I care about making the best decisions I can, because that's how I evaluate myself in life. When I like on my deathbed, I'm not going to be like, how successful was I in life? I'll actually be like, how successful did I deserve to be in life, right? My goal in life is not to be successful. My goal in life is to deserve to be successful. And if I'm successful, then great. And if I deserve to be successful, I almost certainly will be. But if I deserve to be successful, but some weird freak accident or series of freak accidents, whatever keeps me from it, fine, I can live with that because I did everything in my power. Like psychically, emotionally, I can live with that. But it's when I can't make good decisions, or when I'm impeded from doing things right, or there's uncertainty, that's a problem. So a lot of guys, the reason that they get so caught up in women's reactions to them is that on a certain like emotional fundamental level, they're uncertain of their own value, right? And so they're using girls as this benchmark, this sort of like testing ground, this feeler to assess what their value is. It's like, if she responds to me, now I'll have higher value. Whereas with something like a piece of currency, like a coin or a dollar, or like gold that has an established price, or like stocks to a lesser extent, but something that has an established price, it's just, there's a certainty. It's like, this is the price for it, I'll sell it for that price. And you're very clear, you're very certain. There's not a lot of emotion involved with it. Certainly there's not a lot of negative emotion. So that frame is absolutely huge for me in terms of getting over those negatives. But yeah, the things that can help with getting over negatives, while you're on the way to establishing that excellent frame, taking a quick break and coming back can help. Change your physiology can help. Change your focus within a set. All those are good techniques that can help. But the overall goal, like the long-term goal, is to get your frame so strong and your certainty of your own value so high that there's nothing to correct. There's nothing to change, because you're just like, you know, it's just silly of them to not accept your price, so to speak.